Go ahead.
Welcome to Beautiful Morning.
Where are we?
On Main Street, Wellington.
You're right. You win the prize today. Thank you for joining us every Friday morning at 8:30 as we try to bring you what's happening in our community. And thank you for getting everybody involved. We thank Magnolia and Doug and back in the control room, getting us rolling. It is a beautiful day, isn't it? It is a beautiful day.
It rains.
Well, it rain stopped, so the sunshine is now. Come down to Main Street in Wellington, visit our shops that are opening up, see some of our new shops that will be opening up soon. Enjoy the day. I'm a little bit reluctant to do this, but I'm going to take a chance. What do you want to talk about?
Gigi's in the car. She might hear me.
Okay, let's pretend she doesn't hear you. Go ahead. What do you want to say? Tell everybody what you did yesterday. I think you went to school, didn't you?
Yeah, and then I went to kindergarten registration.
Kindergarten registration.
And I rode 2 bus rides.
You got 2 bus rides. First time you've ever ridden on a bus, isn't it?
No, 3 times.
3 times.
When I was at
Kinderpalooza.
Yeah.
I had
that was a couple weeks ago.
A bus ride, and I had 2 rides at the school.
At school, and you got to meet a lot of teachers and a lot of.
I meted every single teacher, and then I got to have a prize.
You got a prize, and you got to meet a lot of other students.
Yeah.
And that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. One of the names were Liam.
One of them was Liam. Okay, great. Well, you know a Liam, so that's good. I knew you wanted to talk about it.
And there's one named Maverick.
Oh, Maverick, yeah. Let's don't name them all. So we'll go ahead and get started and go. But you had a good day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Would you like to do it again?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll work it out. Thanks again for joining us, Doug, Magnolia, for getting us started. And they're going to talk to you about some events happening this week. Got a lot of stuff going on every week, but special things this week, our council meeting. A lot of things happening, but everybody have a great weekend. Be sure and tell everybody to join us on Friday mornings at 8:30 as we get to come to you and just tell you about what is wonderful on Main Street Road. Anything else you want to say?
No.
You didn't get to play ball this week because of rain, but you'll play next week.
Yeah.
Okay, you like that?
But I might play tonight because every night when it gets canceled, the night don't rain on nothing, they do it.
Okay, all right. Well, you do a good job, let me tell you, okay? I'm proud of you. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
See you. Have a nice weekend.
They're a hoot.
Those two are a hoot. They are a hoot. Yeah, so this is...
I don't know if you saw them in like whenever we were playing like the intro to Brewtiful Mornings, but they were like jamming, like getting it.
I saw them dancing. I saw them dancing. Yeah, too bad our audience can't see that. You know, they just get to see the intro. We get to see kind of the behind the scenes look. A lot of times we focus on events and different things kind of going on in the community on Brewtiful Mornings, and we're kind of wrapping up the end of April. So a lot of folks that had kind of reoccurring events, you know, there's not major planned things going on this weekend in Rutherfordton, but there's a lot of great activities, a lot of great businesses, and we'll get to some of that stuff. We've got some events coming up next week, but I want to take a minute to talk about last weekend and the Purple Martin Fabulous 4-miler. You know, I was a little nervous with the weather forecast. Seems like we've been getting a lot of rain. Every time we put out an event, the rain forecast just goes exponentially out the roof. But we had 120 runners pre-register for the Fabulous 4-miler. We had 10 runners show up day of and do day of registrations. And even with the inclement weather that happened right in before the race, we still had 108 runners cross the finish line. And so I want to say thank you to all of the runners, all of those that participated in the Fabulous 4-miler. I was kind of joking before the race started. You know, it was raining pretty heavy, and I joked with some of the runners. I said, hey, you're going to have about 1 hour to finish this 4-mile race. And so get it in or you're going to get wet. And that's exactly what happened. At about 7:40, right before our 8 o'clock start, The skies cleared up. It was a beautiful, morning in downtown Rutherfordton. And the race started, and about 45 50 minutes into the race, the rain started to come back. But all the runners toughed it out. We had some great personal records, personal bests accomplished on the trail, and it's just a really moving and fun morning out there in Kiwanis Park. I am pleased to say that with some sponsors day of, with our corporate sponsors, we have raised over $16,000 now towards Eric Wells Memorial Shelter. And so the link is still live. If you'd like to donate, the link is still live. We're really trying to push in on a $50,000 mark. And so prior to the race, we had raised about $14,000. The Kiwanis Club is still selling memorial bricks at Kiwanis Park, and those are still for sale. Matter of fact, we will share the link for those. I talked to Wayne Murray, who is in charge of the brick sales over at Kiwanis, and so far to date, they have raised $8,000 in brick sales for this second phase. So we are over and above $35,000 and closing in quickly on our $50,000 goal for the memorial shelter for Eric Wells. So I'm going to go off camera real quick. If you haven't seen the bricks, I meant to grab one of these before. The bricks are really nice. Thanks for sharing.
I don't know if it's just me, but you're frozen on my screen.
Oh, let's hope not.
I can still hear you. I just can't see you. Let me check the live stream.
Well, I do have a face for radio.
There you go. It's not frozen anymore. Okay.
Okay. Well, I've been told I have a face for radio. So
who told you that?
I don't know. Maybe I made it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So closing in on our $50,000 goal towards the Eric Wells Memorial Shelter. We are also going to be reaching out to some privately to some folks in our community that we know would like to give towards that. If that's something you'd like to give towards, please reach out to me. You can reach out to Jeannie Wells. You can reach out to Terry Wells. You can reach out to Magnolia, whatever the case may be. But we'd love to help get that fundraising under wraps this year and be in construction sometime later this year, early next year, to get that shelter up and running for the community. So yeah, and the bricks are really cool. This is the smaller size brick. So this is like a 4x8. You can also get up to an 8x8 size in the link that Magnolia shared. You can customize these with the logos. There's a whole slew of different logos that are in there, or just artwork. I had done one a couple years ago during the original phase of Kiwanis Park with a sunflower for my girls. It's just a great way to kind of memorialize things, or just share some positivity. And they're reasonable. I think the most expensive one's like $225, but I think these, in this kind of configuration, are right at $100, something like that, and they're going to be there forever. So yeah. Good morning, Jill.
And I will say too, like, I bought a brick for my family. I think I got it as like a really, really, really early Christmas present one year, but it's just, it's really awesome for whenever they come and visit Rutherfordton. Like, that brick is in Kiwanis Park and they can go see that. So I think it's well worth the money.
Well, I am excited because a mountain of work from both where that started with the community, back at our community survey for the action plan process in December and January, multiple meetings with town leadership, our department heads, our town council, a lot of forecasting, planning, and looking at financially how our town moves forward is now wrapped up. And my fiscal year 2024 manager's recommended budget is out for review. It's on our website. We had done kind of a teaser article about a week ago with the Rutherfordton Sun. That article has now been updated, and the budget link is on that article. And then later today, our town council agenda for next week will go out, and both the paper document of the budget in PDF will be attached to that, as well as a presentation that I will make next Wednesday night to the town council about the budget. Really excited about where that is. We've talked a lot about this reval process. We've talked a lot about long-range planning from the action plan and kind of investing in our community. There are over 20 different initiatives and goals that are addressed in the action plan in this recommended budget. And the one that I think people will probably hone in on the most is the fact that, yes, I am, even though with the tax revaluation process, we have kind of balanced our general operating funds and all of our operating accounts with the town at what's called a revenue neutral budget. So this year, our tax rate was at 59 cents. And with the new values to generate the same amount of income for the next year to continue operating our police, fire, all of our general fund operations would be 45 cents. And we've been able to do that. We've been able to look at how we, proactively plan for a stable financial future at 45 cents. But as we look at continually now 2 to 3 years worth of action plans, as we look at how do we tackle the next phase of needs for our community that are bigger than just year-to-year operatings or year-to-year new programs. And those are larger ticket items. Those are ticket items like a new police station, major renovations to the Norris Public Library, a possibility of a new town hall or a rearrangement of at least the town council room for a more inviting and more welcoming and more capacity. And so how do we begin to look at what that means? And so as a part of this budget process, you'll see in my notes that, yes, everything from a general operating balances at 45 cents, which again would be equal to no tax rate increase with the new values. We are proposing a 2 cents tax rate increase up to 47 cents. And those 2 cents, the money generated from the 2 cents of that increase, will go strictly into a capital facilities reserve that will allow us to begin saving dollars and appropriating dollars towards architectural studies to look at what is the most appropriate for those 3 facilities that I named. How do we look at making a modern police department, expanding space for our police? How do we look at expanding the ability to gather our community together in our town council room? And then subsequently, how do we look at community gathering space for programs and events that Norris Public Library are doing? I mean, last week we had an event or a program every day. And so how do we begin to look at those programs, not just from the youth, but those programs are now from almost birth through, senior adults. And we need room to be able to do those programs and to gather folks. And so that's what those 2 cents are going to go to, our capital facilities fund, for us to look at how that works. And we're going to look at it as a community. We're going to look at it from a committee standpoint, from a survey standpoint, and get feedback to ensure that the facilities we build or the facilities that we renovate match the needs of the community, starting with you. So I'm pretty excited about this year's budget.
It's a whole lot. Like, we've been at this for the last almost 6 months.
Yeah, you finish one and then you program it a little bit, you close the last year, then you're already in the capital planning for the next year. So
yeah.
But this is exciting. I've said for years, this is my most favorite time of year. It's the most hectic and kind of most stressful to balance everything on a balanced budget. But this is really kind of putting the community's priorities on paper and moving those forward. It's the old adage of you put your money where your mouth is. And, one of the things I love about Rutherton is we put our mouth and we listen. We love the community to tell us kind of what they need, and that reflects in our operations. And then we allocate the funds to do that. And, it kind of starts there. So I really do enjoy this part of the year. For those that are watching that live in our Rutherton Fire District, we are also proposing a tax rate increase in our Rutherton Fire District. Now, hear me out. That's not inside the city limits of Rutherton. So you're just getting, this is the 2 cents I talked about on the capital facilities. The town of Rutherton's fire department services an area outside the city limits of a little over 30, I think it's about 35 square miles or so outside the city limits. And there's a significant number of folks that are in that rural fire district that are not in a rated fire district. and have a higher ISO rating because their homes are too far away from our main station here in Rutherfordton. So as you all know, we're under construction for our Station 2 out on Baber Road. And as a result, that will lower the ISO ratings for a significant number of folks inside of our rural fire district. And so you will see a reduction in your homeowner's insurance because of that lower ISO rating. Now, in order to provide you the highest level of service, a fire station is great. Fire trucks are great, but without certified firefighters and EMTs, they can't do their job. Trucks might be autonomous, but they're not going to roll out by themselves. And so we want to staff that facility. And so that increase there will allow us to have at least one firefighter 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in that facility on day one when we open it. And we'll look to grow that as future time moves on. But that is what the tax rate in our rural fire district will provide, is an additional firefighter on staff. That helps also augment the town. So now our minimum staffing in town is 2. This moves our minimum staffing from 2 to 3. Now, there are times when minimum staffing is not achieved. There's 3, 4, 5, 6 firefighters, especially during the day. But it moves our minimum staffing up, and it will also help the town of Rutherfordton residents inside the city limits, because now you've got more folks coming to assist in the middle of the night. So really excited about some of the initiatives that we're working on in our budget. You can review this. Again, it's online on our website. The article that we released has been updated with the link. It's here at Town Hall. There's a copy at the library. They're all in this little yellow binder. Check it out. If you do nothing else, about 2 or 3 pages in is the manager's message. It's about 4 or 5 pages long. It takes all of those Excel spreadsheets and turns it into writing so you can kind of understand what the budget reflects.
It is a very bright notebook color. Like, nobody's going to miss it.
Yeah. No, we always try to find bright notebook colors for the budget notebooks. Like last year we had sky blue, I think. Year before that we had bright orange.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you do put it on a shelf, but even though you put it on a shelf, for me, I'm pulling it down at least 2 or 3 times a week. And so you just turn around, look for that brightest color and pull it down.
I guess we can talk about upcoming events that are happening next week, because we have a whole lot.
Yeah, get your calendars out.
So on it's Tuesday, right? They're
Tuesday.
Do the grand opening of the Mackin building, which is like the co-working space. I know that Doug and I went and toured it on Brewtiful Mornings a couple of weeks ago. We definitely need to do that again. It was just nice to be out in the community.
Yeah, that was fun.
I don't have any other details than it's on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's on Tuesday, 4 o'clock, I believe. Hold on. That's going to be over at 142 North Washington Street. They're having their open house. That's going to be Tuesday the 2nd at 4 o'clock. So it's both Mackin Go and then also Mackin Group. And so Mackin is a international talent recruitment company, and their North American headquarters is here in Rutherfordton. Their international headquarters is in Ireland, and their CEO, Andy Mackin, will be here from Ireland on the 2nd at 4 o'clock. But they're going to have a little open house and ribbon cutting. So it's a really cool renovation that they've done to the old Weston Sons. You know, their offices are on one side of the building. They've turned the other side of the building into a kind of a co-working space. And then they also, phase 2 is now going to be the building behind them, the old Feed and Seed that's been stabilized. That's kind of phase 2 of their approach. So maybe they'll have some more information about phase 2 when we're there. But if you ever had gone to see Weston Sons and seen, you know, the auto repair shop when it was open, you want to come see this. You're going to want to come see the co-working space downtown. So that's going to be Tuesday at 4 o'clock, 142 North Washington, kind of wedged in behind. If you're kind of stunned, like, where is that? Where is that? Wedged in behind or between Firehouse Inn and C&H Wholesale. So you got C&H Wholesale to the left, Firehouse Inn across the street, right across the street from Copper Penny Grill, Rutherfordton. So come check that out. That's going to be pretty neat. And then, oh, good reminder, John.
I know. I completely forgot about this. So, John, thank you for dropping it in the comments that Chick-fil-A in Forest City is donating 10% of all of their cookie sales for the entire month of April to Blue Ridge Hope. So definitely just go buy a bunch of cookies.
Can you freeze them? You think you just freeze them?
Why would you want to? Why not just eat them all?
You got a point.
Yeah.
Okay. They are good. They are good. I agree. Okay.
What else is happening next?
Oh, Wednesday is town council meeting. Can't miss that. Wednesday is town council meeting. And Wednesday is a big town council meeting. So we've got the manager's recommended budget presentation. And I say that just not because it's something I created. I mean, it's something that we created as a community, and it looks at a lot of initiatives for our community moving forward. So that's on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, Magnolia is going to present the kind of working draft of the social district. And we've got an ordinance put together. We've got the maintenance and operations plan. We've got the new map. We've got the ordinance there. Any teasers on the social district stuff, Magnolia?
I mean, we've been working really hard behind the scenes to put together a maintenance and operations plan that really goes into detail about how we're going to maintain the social district, and really how it is a joint effort, not just within town administration, but our public works department, our police department, our Rutherford Town Rising. So we want this to be an asset to our community, and we've really gone into detail about how we're going to do that. We've marked where we're going to put signage and trash cans in the district, and how we're going to maintain like who is selling alcohol within the social district and how people can opt in and opt out. So it's been a lot of information. And so we're not asking council to pass the social district on Wednesday, but really just read it and take time to digest all of that information, because it's a lot.
Yeah. We'll have a couple of budget amendments. We got one for some donations coming in with the race that I mentioned before. We're also setting up now we're getting closer to the end of our budget year. We're going to put together a project fund for fire station number 2. And then you have got a drainage pump that we're working on. Well,
Doug, you're cutting in and out just a little bit.
Are we up again?
What?
But I didn't really go anywhere.
I know, it must be the Wi-Fi. I don't know.
All right, is that better?
Yes, it's better.
I moved my computer back like 6 inches, and I guess the antenna and the Wi-Fi is just messing with it this morning. All right. Who knows? So I'm saying we need a new capital facilities. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Johnny's doing a car show down at Dive Bomber this weekend. Check out Johnny. He always puts on a fantastic car show. He's going to be doing our car show. I know we said we weren't going to talk about it, Magnolia, but Johnny's going to be doing our car show for Hilltop Fall Festival. And Magnolia put some information out earlier this week on Hilltop Fall Festival, and I think you've already reached out to a couple of key folks on the Hilltop Fall Festival as we begin the planning phases for that.
Yes, and I will just say that registration is opening on June 12th. So we still have a little bit of time, but we just wanted to go ahead and get some of the Hilltop information out there. But we'll send out reminder emails. We'll send out reminder social media posts about registration opening. And I put the thing on our Facebook, and people are asking about our Mayfest. And I will just reiterate again that the town, the board in 2019 voted to not do Mayfest anymore. So we appreciate the kind gestures and the interest in Mayfest, but we're not doing it anymore.
It's amazing. It's been 5 years since Mayfest last hit the streets of downtown Rutherfordton, and it's transitioned into different things. And it's been amazing how many folks still think, that we did Mayfest last year, but it was 5 years ago when the last Mayfest occurred. And the decision was made to move away from that.
Mm-hmm. And then Thursday, it is International Star Wars Day, right?
No, it's International Firefighters Day.
But it's also Star Wars Day at the library.
No. International Firefighters Day takes much more precedent over International Star Wars Day any day of the week.
Reagan is going to fight you.
Good. You can bring the laser sword. I'll bring the water.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, so the library is going to have Star Wars programs.
The fire department's going to have an open house.
You can dress up as your Star Wars.
You can come as a firefighter at the fire department.
And then go to the fire department dressed as a Star Wars character. I will not be here that day. I really hate that I'm going to miss it, but there's appointment. But I hope that there's just a bunch of Star Wars characters walking around in the fire department.
Yeah. Yeah. So Exactly. So it's there's a lot of programs going on at the library for International Star Wars Day. It's also International Firefighters Day. Come celebrate with both departments, both folks. So the library, we can share their events that day, but they really want you to come by dressed up in your best Star Wars gear. Do your best Jedi. And then, hey, stay in outfit, come over to the fire department. We just want you to come over and see the new facility. The station there is 28 years old, I guess. And, over the last year, we've invested a good amount of funds, just kind of refurbishing the facility, new paint, new floors, just as you would in your home that's been, being used for 30, 40 years, time for renovation. That building's 28 years old and been used every day to serve the community. And so we want you to come by, check it out. We really haven't moved any walls or anything like that, but just the new paint, some of the new mechanical equipment, some of the new lighting, and just kind of the rearrangement of existing spaces has really kind of opened up the station and really allowed us to find a facility that can serve for the next quarter century. And so we want you to come by as a kind of an open house. And it's been a while since we've really advertised a big open house. We've been blessed this year to have our school groups back at the fire department, school groups back here at Town Hall, but I want the community to come by and celebrate the kind of rededication, if you will, of Fire Station Number 1. That'll be a drop-in from 3 to 5:30, and we'll have a little hose uncoupling ceremony at 4 o'clock with the formal rededication, kind of a short program there at 4. If you can't make that, that's fine. Come in, drop in. We'll have some firefighters there to give you tours of the facility throughout the day from 3 to 5:30.
Doug, you should have somebody live stream the uncoupling ceremony.
I think we can make that work.
I would help, unfortunately.
So instead of like a ribbon cutting, we're going to uncouple the.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Got to give Chief Harold props for that. That was his idea.
I will say that's probably a good idea because a lot of times, like, I'll go to ribbon cutting ceremonies and then the big scissors won't like cut the ribbon right, and so then it's just like the awkward moment of just trying to cut the ribbon. So,
well, I'm not worried about it because I heard rumor that it's International Star Wars Day, and I know somebody will have a lightsaber. So
yeah,
I mean, worst case, we just lightsaber it. Yeah, no big deal.
Good plan.
Back up.
All right. Do we have anything else to talk about this morning?
I don't know. We got a good crowd on this morning. How about let's give a few minutes for anybody that's got questions or topics. Big shout out to Jill and Ivan Gradzus who did the extreme hike for CF. We had CF on before, kind of leading up into the extreme hike. They had some weather. I was talking to them Monday night over at Cub Scouts, and they were saying they had sleet, snow, hail, rain, thunderstorms, you name it. They experienced all the weather aspects along the Appalachian Trail on Saturday. But Ivan did complete the hike, over 30 miles in one day. And I think they're already making plans for the next one. As crazy as that is, and as extreme as it is, I think they're hooked. Just like Dr. Scott Lawrence, who participates in those hikes and has been doing it forever. I got the vibe from Ivan that he was hooked on it. And so I know they raised a substantial amount of money for CF for the Western Carolinas chapter. Is that right? So I want to give them a big shout out for doing that.
Yeah, Jill's on there. She's like, yeah, bring it on. And that is the perfect transition. I completely forgot about this, but we have ducks for sale in Town Hall. We're going to be doing the Duck Dash Derby in Kiwanis Park on May 12th. So come by Town Hall and get your ducks. These are Amy Brevard's for scoops. They're so cute. I'm so excited.
I just like we have the baby shark that they do.
Yeah. But that race will be happening May 12th at 7 p.m. in Kiwanis Park. So you'll come buy your ducks. You write your name on the bottom of them, and then we put them in a box to make sure that they are entered into the race on race day. So we'll probably do them in heats again if we sell enough ducks. But all of the money raised from the duck sales will be donated to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So I'm really excited for it. That's also a movie night on May 12th, and we'll be playing The Bad Guys.
Ooh, and I think I told everybody last week I was able to watch that over spring break, and if you haven't seen it, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna want to see it.
Yes, and Jackson got 20 ducks, and no duck is the same. He's got 20 different ducks in the race.
All right, so
happy
birthday! Yeah.
Also put May 12th is also event night at the library from 6 to 8. Free event for middle school and high school students.
Very cool. Oh, so much going on. I feel like every time we get ready to wrap up Brewtiful Mornings and get ready to kind of close off and go off air, that we're just leaving so many things out in our community. And I'm sure this morning we have as well. But on behalf of the town, all of our town employees, town leadership, town council, we just want to say thank you for continuing to tune in and be ambassadors to the town of Rutherfordton, taking at least a little bit of information that we have and sprinkling it across our fantastic community. Like the mayor said at the beginning, if you haven't been downtown in a while, come down and check us out. I think this weekend, Flyboy is having their kind of final hoorah tomorrow at Flyboy Pizza before they move up to their new location on Fashion Circle. I want to say that there's some activities and events at 113. I think there's a sold out concert tomorrow night at 113. Just a lot of stuff going on downtown, new signage, new businesses getting ready to open. I know RTR is in the process of doing some kind of tell your story, and we'd love to kind of get you involved in that. I know Magnolia highlighted that in the Rutherfordton Sun this past week or last week, but really the idea is, we had done blogs for so long about, tell us more about yourself in a blog. And what we're looking at now is kind of a small video series. So, if you guys are NPR fans, about StoryCorps. So kind of the same thing, just a very short kind of snippet of what brought you to Rutherfordton, what allowed you to succeed in Rutherfordton, and really have more of a personal connection with who you are, and then what that means maybe for your business is a business environment. And so yesterday, RTR worked with the Maples that are going to be opening up Maples on Main, Dan and Alex, and kind of learning more about who they are, what brought them to Rutherfordton, what their vision is, and kind of how they plan to move forward with their envisionment. So I'm excited to kind of see that storytelling from a downtown perspective and kind of what that means for our community.
I'm so excited for that to be launched. Like it's heartwarming being on like the other side of the camera, just listening to people tell their story, but to see the finished product, I'm really, really, really excited.
Yep. So come by, check out Mac and Go next week, Tuesday at 4:00. There's a story already there, and that finished product is already ready for you to enjoy. Wednesday is our town council meeting. Go by Chick-fil-A, get some cookies. I want to thank them for coming to the race. We left our race banner up for the Fabulous 4 Miler down on the bridge. And so hopefully you've had a chance to look at that. And we have had some wonderful community support for this year's race for the Memorial Shelter. I want to give a big, huge thank you to Trelleborg. I want to give a thank you to RHI Legacy Foundation, Associated Printing and Services, Those were our main sponsors among so many other local businesses that sponsored. Their information is on that banner, and I want to say thank you to them. Give a big shout out to all of our rope award winners last night. And so I know Rutherford County Schools held their rope awards at RS Central High School and had given out, I want to say I saw $1.3 million in scholarships. It was either 1.1 or 1.3. It was over $1 million in scholarships to the rope recipients last night because of the McNair Foundation. So there's just so many good things and so many good news stories that are happening in our community. And it's hard to even share them all in our 30-minute window every Friday morning.
Well, happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday, everybody. April showers bring May flowers. I can't wait to see what they pop up with.